Hey everyone, you're watching Ash on Comics. My name is Ash, and it's time for a new In and Out Weekly Comics pull list for Wednesday, March 6th. It is the 10th so-called list. Look at this. Look at this. 8 new #1 issues for you to collect, all Marvel, all the time. Because, you know, Marvel is the comic books industry. These are the only comics you should care about. All #1s for sure to put your kids through college. Maybe buy you that nice new sports car when you go through a midlife crisis. Whatever it is, we've got Marvel Superhero Adventures #1. I took some pictures of these. I'm going to see if I can splice them into the video. I may not, so if you don't see them, it's because I was lazy. Man. Age of X-Man, Prisoner X #1. I feel like they're just pulling names out of their ass now. Prisoner X Every issue of Age of X-Man is a #1. Every week a new issue of Age of X-Man comes out, and it has a new subtitle and it's #1. Instead of just Age of X-Man 1, 2, 3, I think this is the 6th one in a row now, if I remember right. I'm losing count. Every week you can get an Age of X-Man #1, and they're all going to be so valuable because they're #1s. Just think, and look at how easy they are to collect. You can buy them, get the #1 in your collection, you'll have the entire run instantly, just like that. Look at how smart Marvel is. We've got Cosmic Ghost Rider Destroys Marvel History #1. That's a long mouthful name. Remember that War of the Realms event that Marvel's doing? This is another big event. Apparently, that's just getting under the rug. Marvel's like destroying their history. Here it starts, #1, starting with a huge whimper. Like, there was only a couple of these on the shelf. Speaking of a couple on the shelf, Domino Hot Shots #1. Oh my God, I was so happy to see there was like 6 or 7 copies on the shelf. My store's a big store. And I was like, yay, thank you for not ordering. They're not putting up with the Marvel bullshit. Meet the Scrolls #1. Oh my gosh, this looked so ridiculous, silly Billy bullshit. Like, what is Marvel doing? Hey, it's a #1. Sorry, you gotta get this. Star Wars Vader Dark Visions #1. Because there already is a Vader series, Star Wars Vader, and this is Star Wars Vader Dark Visions. Now you've got another Vader series. Man, Marvel is milking this cow until the udders bleed. This is, by the way, that series that our boy Chuck Wendig was working on before he got fired for being a voracious asshole and just cursing fans left and right nonstop on Twitter like a lunatic. But here you can still get the series. So go pick it up. And then we've got Ziggy Pig Silly Seal Comics #1. Man, you have been wanting this, haven't you? Forget all the other stuff that you wish Marvel was doing right. You got Ziggy Pig Silly Seal Comics #1. Get this. Get multiple copies. I'm telling you, bank this away. It's going to be a huge collector's item. Probably never. Star Wars Age of Republic. This still gets me every time. Not Age of the Republic, Age of Republic. What is they don't even, there's no editing at Marvel anymore. Age of Republic, Padme Amidala. And just like this, Age of X-Men, I'm betting this is like the same editor. Like, oh, well, we'll do the same thing. Age of X-Men, #1. Star Wars doing the same thing. Star Wars Age of Republic, over and over, just #1s, churning them out. #1. So you can get, this week, you can get 8. 8 of them. And if you buy like 5 or 6 copies each of that, look, think of all the #1s you'll have in your collection. And you'll just, man, you will be a comic collector extraordinaire. And pretty soon your comics collection will be worth millions. And you'll be able to retire happy. So let's get on with what I actually pull. And the first thing, as always, my delicious In-N-Out Double Double. Let's see how well they treated me today. Oh, look at this. It's almost picture perfect. It's kind of, it's popping out of the bag. That's what they call smiling, in an outs term for that. They want all their burgers to smile. So like the half that sticks out of the bag is kind of like exploding out of the bag, that's what they want to do. So now we've got McComics. But before I show you this, I wanted to bring up this, because this is a slow week for me, so I'm just trying to fill some content. We got Bounding Into Comics. It's a cool non-shill comic site. They're kind of small because they don't shill, but you can always trust they will produce articles of integrity, right? So here we have DC Comics editor Andy Curry insults readers and insinuates they are villains. Oh, that doesn't seem like a good thing to do. In-N-Out would never insult me when I go there and give them my $4 for a burger. They're like, man, they were so nice today. I mean, and they're not fakey nice. They're just nice, like a good friend you haven't seen in a while. You know, it's like that. It's like they're just smile. They're just happy to see you, and they treat you professionally, and they just care about your order. And it's man, they're so good at customer service. Everyone should learn from them. All right, what do we got here? Comics editor Andy Curry, who edits a number of Vertigo comics titles, including American Carnage, Goddess Mode, and High Level, took to Twitter to insinuate that comic book readers and fans are villains. Why would you do that? Curry would write, what people actually mean when they say they want non-political comics, like when they were a kid, is that they're devastated to have woken up one day as an adult, read a comic book, and realize that they've grown up to become the kind of person their childhood hero punches in the face. What? I don't wake up in the morning and think Superman would punch me in the face. I don't wake up and think Batman would punch me in the face, or Captain America. I don't think Spider-Man would punch me in the face. Hell, I don't even think Hulk would punch me in the face. Like, what? What people actually mean when they say they want non-political comics, like when they were kids. Oh, okay, so that's the tweet. His tweet would be heavily criticized by former Marvel artist John Malin, writing, "They don't want heavy-handed political bias. You think you're here to win a culture war. You're in the business to entertain and create escapist fantasy for teens and adults that work hard and want to chill. Your contempt for your audience that votes different. This is why you fail." That is true. They have contempt for their audience, and this is failing. Vertigo is failing major. I'm okay with Vertigo. Like, I'm cool if you want to take all your trash comics and put them under one imprint that says this is the trash imprint and everyone can avoid it. I think that's awesome. I think fans benefit from that. I'm okay, but there's no mistake, it's failing. So here's the original tweet. We got other people chiming in. Andrew Huerta, a CG comic book artist and writer. He's doing a book Sovereign. He writes, politics were hella light when I got into comics in the 90s. Body Bags, Spawn, Savage Dragon, X-Men, Superman, Kingdom Come, etc. There were, of course, exceptions like Dark Knight Returns, but even then, the point wasn't political. GT Media reviews. Captain America turned down the chance to run for president because he didn't want to get in the weeds of partisanship politics. I love the idea then and now. I don't have a problem with politics in comics. Watchmen and Dark Knight were political. I'm just tired of the constant lecturing. Amen. You keep telling yourself that. Look for excuses to why people aren't buying a product instead of actually listening to what they have to say. You keep doing that, and you're going to continue to see the specific medium struggle. That's right. Let's see. JQ responds, no, what people mean when they say they want non-political stories is that they don't want to be preached about how great their political side is, left or right, and how the other side is the devil. That's not good writing. It's bland propaganda. Exactly. Politics in comics are fine. I recently did a review of Die, Die, Die number 8, which has politics in the comic. Like, the book is all about assassins that work for Congress. So there's politics in the book. stories about politics are fine. It's proselytizing that's the problem. It's when you turn the comic into a political tool, towards the reader. Telling stories with politics that stay within the story are perfectly acceptable. Ape Learns to Draw says, to say we want non-political comics is a really poor choice of words. I would personally like all forms of authoritarian/identitarian ideologies, communism, fascism, postmodernism, to not be fed to susceptible young people through comics. That would be a good start. Curry's blatant insult at his own readers, most likely will not help DC Comics. The publisher, whose parent company was just acquired by AT&T, reportedly announced they will be cutting back a number of comics they publish every month, with the explanation being there are too many comics on the shelf. This report came after DC Entertainment laid off 3% of its staff. Back in August of last year, DC Comics publisher Jim Lee and Dan Didio addressed the declining state of comic book industry, blaming an oversaturation of the product. That is true. It is quite possible that they also might want to look inward at how their staff behaves when interacting with customers. I can't imagine disrespecting customers like Andy Curry does. Like, doing so helps with their business. What do you think about Andy Curry's comments? Jeez, it's hard to read through the phone. Yeah, what do you think? This is just more example of what Comicsgate is about, right? I mean, we don't want to see this. We don't want to see, just shut your trap, make good comics, quit showing contempt for the people that give you money. Do you understand? People don't want to buy things or give money to companies that have contempt for them. If I went into In-N-Out Burger, and I knew that they held contempt for me, they vocalized their contempt for me, I would stop going. I don't care how good their burger is, right? I have a little bit of self-respect, and if they were talking shit about me and, whatever, okay, there's other places that want my business, and I have to choose. So I'm more than happy to go with somewhere better. That's something to think about. Put your comments below. Now, to comics. This is a slow week, and you're like, Ash, man, why are you doing that? Well, like I said, it's a slow week. Boom. Got Batman. Tom King, as some people say, King. I don't necessarily have too big of a problem with him, but I feel maybe his time is running out on Batman. We've got Green Lantern, number 5. I admittedly have not even started this run. Grant Morrison is like hit or miss with me, and I was kind of fed up when I started this run. The only reason it picked up is because I had the previous Green Lanterns on my pull list, and so my comic book store just threw this on, and I was like, well, whatever, I'll give it a try. It's Grant Morrison, but I just haven't been motivated. I think I just need to get, with comics, I always need to get started and let the story engross me, and then it's like I can't stop. But if I haven't started yet, a lot of times I find excuses not to start. So that's my problem. Here we have Justice League, number 19. This is a book I'm behind on, admittedly as well. I'm going to binge it. But look at this Rob Liefeld cover. Is this a weird Liefeld cover? I feel like this is really bizarre art style for him. But it's interesting, like that Liefeld did a cover for Justice League. And then we have Doomsday Clock. All right, it's got a ring floating in space. It's another issue, another title that I'm binging. So I don't have anything to say about that. As well as Super Sons. It's another one I'm binging. So a lot of these I'm just collecting to binge later. And so that is my haul for this week. Don't have much to say, so that's why you see why I filled in with Comicsgate news and so forth. I can't even talk straight. I'm going to go eat my burger. My mouth is watering. That's probably the issue. Here's my issues for the week. What do you think is going to be the best? It's probably going to be the Doomsday Clock, but I don't think I'm going to even get to it for a while just because it's only 9 of 12, and we got probably half a year before the rest of the series comes out. and I don't care about that. Honestly, I'm okay with bi-monthly books. It's fine. Here's my haul. What do you think is going to be the best? What do you think is going to be the worst? What do you think I'm missing? Should have picked up? Leave your comments below. Thanks for watching. 15 minutes, not too bad. See ya.